It's November 22nd. Year end's coming quick. Am I supposed to do anything by the end of the year? Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Coffee with Carlson. Glad you could join me. Today is November 22nd. Hope you're enjoying your nice hot cup of strangely warm coffee. Hot cup of strangely warm coffee. Really excited. Thanksgiving's coming right up. Everybody eat in moderation and make sure to continue your workout routine. Big shout out to our great customer, Get Fish Slapped, James and Tracy McCoy. You guys are awesome. They help us out with the website and Facebook marketing and Google marketing and making sure mapping and everything's working properly. Really appreciate you guys. Thank you very much for being part of our family. Thank you for helping us spread the word about Carlson Accounting. Today, I'm talking about year-end planning. It's November 22nd already. It's almost December. What sort of things do I need to be thinking about prior to December 31st? And what can I do to mitigate taxes for this year, if there's anything I can do by the end of the year? So there's a few things I'm going to cover. Let's delve right in. So the first thing I recommend is that everyone get a folder, maybe one of the yellow manila folders. You've seen them around our office. The 10 by 13s hold lots of stuff. You don't have to try and stuff it in there. And write on that 2021 tax information. And as you get documents, letters, things that you think are relevant for the 2021 tax season, go ahead and shove them in there right away. Start accumulating them now. You don't know what you might get closing on a piece of real estate, maybe a trade confirmation, a report or something from one of your investments. There's all kinds of different things you could be collecting now. Make sure that you get those. And we'll cover, so some of you may have made a large contribution to your retirement plan, made a large contribution to your health savings account, whatever those things are. You want to keep track of those. So you might want to, if there's a copy of a statement that shows those transfers in, keep a copy of that, shove it in there so that when you get your reporting statement from the bank later, you can compare it and make sure that it matches. One important thing that I want to make sure you keep track of is if you received the $1,400 stimulus in 2022. Remember, there were two stimulus payments that were sent out, one in the beginning of 2021 and one around March, April timeframe. One was $600 per person, the first one. The second one was $1,400 per person. The $600 applied to your 2020 tax return, and the $1,400 applied to your 2021 tax return. So make sure, research that now, make a note, stick it in your file as to whether or not you got that. It's a very important piece of information for the year. One other thing along those same lines would be the advanced child tax credit. If you've been receiving that all along, in order to make sure that we report it properly on your 2021 tax return, as I talked in a previous video, you need to make sure you know exactly how much you got for that. So if you've been getting that money since July, maybe go through your bank statements and just create a little piece, write down on a little piece of paper, on July 15th, I got $600. On August 15th, I got $600. Start making a record of that so we have that as well. If you're part of the healthcare marketplace and you receive an advanced credit for your healthcare insurance, be cognizant of that because you're going to be getting a reporting statement from the health insurance company and the marketplace at the end of the year, a 1095A. Keep a good lookout for that and make a note in your file now that you need to be looking for it. So you could write right on the folder things that you're anticipating you're going to get, and so that you can check them off as they come in January of next year. Year end, what can I do for year end? So several retirement plans allow you to fund the plan up to the date of your tax return, including extensions. Some do not. My recommendation would be to get those contributions in as early as possible because they begin to start earning tax-free accumulation or tax-deferred accumulation as early as possible. So if you haven't maxed out your IRA, your Roth IRA, your 401k, SEP plan, any of the retirement vehicles that you may have, go ahead and put that money in now and not worry about it by the end of the year. And if you haven't set one up, there's still time. Give your investment advisor a call or your bank and set one up as soon as possible so that you can either save taxes by deferring it or putting it into a Roth so that you can save taxes in the future. If you have a health savings account, those have pretty high limits. If you have a high deductible family plan, the limit is $7,200. If you have a high deductible individual plan, contribution limits are $3,600. If you haven't maxed that out, make sure you max it out, the contribution out by the end of the year, because you get a reduction in your taxable income for that amount. very favorable. So you want to make sure you get the money in so that you can deduct it, and then make sure you pay all of your medical or qualified expenses out of the account as you move forward. So the IRS did clarify one thing related to cryptocurrencies. If you had any crypto transactions last year, pretty much something you're going to want to keep track of and make sure that we know about it at the end of the year at a minimum, so that we can check the box on your return that says you had crypto transactions. However, there is one caveat. If you use a fiat currency, which is United States dollars or other country supported currency, to purchase a cryptocurrency, and you did not exchange it for anything else or sell it, you just used US dollars to purchase it and hold it, you do not have to check that box this year stating that you had crypto transactions. But if some of the cryptos, the ones that you want to get in on early, you actually have to buy Ethereum, use US dollars to buy Ethereum or Bitcoin, and then you have to exchange the Ethereum or Bitcoin for whichever, or use it to purchase whatever the other crypto is that you want to get. That does create a reportable transaction, the transfer of the Ethereum for whatever or Bitcoin for the other currency. So you're going to have to report that. If you had a lot of buys and sells, you're going to have to report all of those transactions, because they are capital transactions that need to be reported on your tax return. If you purchased or sold any stock this year, make sure that your broker has your cost basis for whatever the stock or mutual fund is that you sold. If they do not have it because you transferred it into that account, or you've had it for a long time, go back and dig out your records a little bit and try and find out when you bought it. We have in the past gone all the way back to the 70s to try and research cost basis for someone, but it's a very, very important piece of information for you to have. If you sold any real estate this year, it's very important for you to keep track and put into the folder that we talked about at the beginning, the HUD-1 closing statement on that. It's the 2-column form that says, this is how much I got, this is all the stuff they deducted, real estate fees, commissions, other things. And you need a copy of that for me to put in your file for your reporting. You also should start right now trying to dig up that same exact document from when you purchased that property, no matter how long ago it was. Try and find that, because we really need to capture the original cost, and we need to capture any expenses that were listed on the original closing statement as well, so that, again, you're only going to pay the tax that you actually owe. I've been talking a lot with my clients this year as we go through planning opportunities, trying to figure out what we should buy or sell. If it's a stock, you want to really depend on your stockbroker. If you handle it yourself, then that decision is up to you. I never recommend buying or selling anything for tax purposes. Do it for an investment strategy. So some people like to harvest capital gains or harvest capital losses. Completely up to you and the strategy that you employ between you and your broker. If you are taking advantage of one of those opportunities, the good news is the Biden administration, so far, they're still debating this tax change that they've been talking about all year. It has not been signed yet, but as it looks right now, at least the package that the House passed, it looks like it's only going to affect very wealthy Americans. I do not think it's really going to affect any of my customers, maybe a couple, but those limits are very, very high. So I wouldn't be worried about that as of right now. But again, I can't predict what Congress is going to do. They could change the whole thing and triple capital gains rates next week. So if you did sell something earlier in the year, you probably don't need to worry about it. Although I have been ringing a bell all year trying to let people know that the potential was there for those rates to go way up. What can we as accountants do to help you for year-end planning? There's a couple of things. If you're one of our returning clients, we can send you what's called a tax organizer. It has a list of questions and a list of documents that we received in the previous year. It helps you as a guide. Sometimes they're a little confusing and overwhelming. It's not as simple as just a list. But if that's something you're interested in, give us a call, 863-382-4141, or email us, and we'll make sure that we get one ready for you. That'll help you get organized as you get closer to year end. We can also help you if you're thinking about toward the year end. We're getting kind of tight right now, but we can also help you plan. So if you're thinking about selling a stock, or you're thinking about selling a piece of property that you have, we can help you out by running some numbers for you. If we're one of your customers, or even if you're not one of our customers, we can help you out doing what ifs to let you know approximately what that tax bill will be for you, so that at least you can plan and know what the figure is going to be moving into year end. We can also talk to you to see if there are any opportunities that you've been thinking of, or that we might be able to identify for you to help you as you get toward the year end, or help you make a decision as to whether or not you want to buy or sell something. If you are looking for some sort of an income and you're not sure what it's going to be, sometimes people will receive a letter on royalties saying substitute 1099. If there's any information like that that you're not sure of, you get a letter, but you're not sure if you're going to get some reporting in January, stick it in the folder so that we can look at it and determine whether or not we need to do something with it at year end. Also, it's important to make your estimated tax payments. If you did sell something substantial and you think you're going to owe tax on it, it's probably a good idea to make an estimated tax payment. The next one is due in January. So let us know what the additional income is, and we can calculate it or talk you through it so that you can make that last estimated tax payment coupon to minimize any penalties that you might be charged. If you have a small business, maybe you're the first or second year, we've met with several over the last 6 months. We can help you either coordinate to assemble all of the documents for you to file the business portion of your tax return, or we can at least give you a guide to help give you a template of what some of the expenses are that you need to be looking out for so that you can go back through your records and save yourself some money by compiling all of those yourself and filling that document out so that we can do your tax return. Another exciting episode of Coffee with Carlson. We've had a great time. We hope that you did too. We'll see you next week at same time, 8 a.m. If you need to get in touch with us in the meantime, we will be closed Wednesday afternoon, Thursday, and Friday, but we'll be here Monday, Tuesday, and probably until noon on Wednesday. If you one of our payroll clients, make sure you get your stuff in early. We should be calling you tomorrow or called you last week to let you know that you need to get it in early. If you need to get in touch with us, our number is 863-382-4141. We're right off the circle in downtown Sebring on Commerce Avenue, or you can check us out on the web at carlsonaccounting.com. You can even schedule an appointment for me right there on the web. Thank you very much. We'll see you next week on Coffee with Carlson.